How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout for episode 8 of the Hexagon Challenge here with Ashman Club in the United Arab Emirates. So since the last time, we have had a couple of things that have gone on. We've had the transfer window close, and we've had a couple of movements in and out of the club, which I'll cover in a second. Now, as you can see from the league table on the left here, and also the little tracker, we have been doing rather well. So after 8 games, we're sitting second on 18 points, 13 goal difference, and we're the only team in the league still unbeaten. So not too bad at all. Today's game sees us play Al-Shabab in third place. Now they are slap bang level with us. It's only goal difference that keeps us above them. So this game has the potential to be a cracker. And in fairness, I was going to do the Al Jazeera game in a couple of games. I chose to do this one because Al-Shabab were higher up. Now Al Jazeera are level in points, but they have played an extra game. So let's just have a quick look, shall we, at the transfers, because that's probably the main thing to cover. So we've signed this boy here, Khalid Hussein Jama. Now, oh god, his skills have gone down a lot. He signed as basically to fill in this defensive midfielder position should we need it. Now, he hasn't actually played there yet. After the last game against Al Ain, I kind of looked at my squad and thought, I don't really have anyone in that position at all. So if I want to play a slightly more defensive minded approach, I can't really do that. So signed Khalid Hussein Jama. It was the best of the Emiratis that I could see available on a free transfer after scouting. As you can see, his current level is actually the division below. So it's not particularly great signing, but you know, he's played 7.25 in 3 games and 1 sub appearance, so it's not too bad. He is here mainly as cover from a tactical point of view. Now, in terms of the sales, one that really disappoints me, Adel Abdullah, one of the gems that I'd found on a free transfer in the first year. You can see now, 18 years old, the way his stats are lining up, he is going to be a pretty big player. I had so many offers for Adel, as well as who was the other player? I can't remember if it was Al Kamali. No, it was Ali Khamis, who's our other sort of top performer. But yeah, they kept coming in for him. It was Banias, Al-Shabab, and I think Al Jazeera as well were after Adel Abdullah. And yeah, he ended up getting to the stage where I think he was worth 90k to begin with, and the bids were up at 200 something. And then out of nowhere, on the last day, a bid was accepted by the chairman, too good to turn down, which was for 275k. Yeah, 275k, and he accepted it. So I then protested and said that he was one of our most important players, can't be doing this. They said, sorry, we're still going ahead with it. I then gave them pretty much an ultimatum. I said, I can't continue to work here if you do this. And they said, okay, we'll do what you ask. I thought, great. Went back out onto the news screen, didn't even click continue, went further up, and he'd already moved. So it was really gutting at that point, especially the fact that the board had agreed to kind of do what I wanted. So yeah, he'd been sold, and the worst thing was I had 15 minutes left of the transfer window. So even though I frantically scoured round and took a punt on someone at left back, there wasn't time to get them signed. And unlike other divisions where you can sign free players outside of the window, you're not allowed to here. So even though he was a free transfer, I signed him up. He's still sitting as a free transfer until the 20th of January. And it's all because of that squad registration piece. So Ahmed Ali has been left on his own as a left back, and I've had to play Cinnamon on left back once when he was suspended, so at least Cinnamon was able to do that. You can see here now, Abdullah has already now got his first cap for the full United Arab Emirates national team, so disappointed, but it makes me more determined to beat Al-Shabab today. and also finish above them in the league. So if we take a quick look at our squad at the moment to give you an idea of how things are going performance-wise, you see here Ali Khamis, 9 goals in 9 appearances, 8.11. That's him playing as an inside forward on the left wing. So he's been absolutely fantastic for us. New signing Ali Ismail Ibrahim, who replaced Fatui, 7.8 in 9 games. Walid Ahmed Hassan has been continuing in his great form, 7.76. Will Miller settled in well with 3 goals in 10 games, 7.68. Al Kamali on the right wing, 7 goals, so that's 16 goals between my 2 wingers. And Ali Khamis has been out for 6 weeks with a broken shoulder, so you know that gives you some idea of how many more we could have scored, because Kamali was also injured. Cinnamon settled in very, very well, 7.56 in 12 games. His stats are improving, and you can see he's got 7 assists in his 12 games as well. What I have actually done with the tactics, if I just go into them just now, I believe I've done it here. Yeah, I have. So what I've done is I've told the fullbacks to run wide when they have the ball. When the team have the ball, I've told them to get further forward and stay wider, and that really lends itself to the overlap, which I don't actually think I've got. No, I've got hit early crosses. I'll probably stick with hit early crosses because it certainly seems to work in terms of this attacking line here with the wingers. But what it means is they're up there and they can support. Now the only thing is it does leave you a bit exposed, and that's where maybe I'm thinking that a defensive midfielder would really help out in that position. But so far things have been going rather well. So if we take a quick look at the results since the Al Ain game, you can see here we went on a great winning run, also beating Al Dafra 7-0 in the league, which was an absolutely fantastic game. You can see here we were a lot more clinical in front of goal than we usually are. Michael bagging a hat-trick, Ali Khamis with 2, Al Kamali on the right with 1, Will Miller chipping in as well. Excellent performance all round from the team. Ryan Cinnamon with 4 assists in 1 game, so it really, you know, everything clicked that game. Then we had Al Fujera. In this game was looking really comfortable, and then we lost 2 very quick fire goals in the last few minutes to make the game look a lot closer than it was. Certainly the stats as well seemed to suggest that that was the case, but it was a decent performance. We then played them again in the Pro League and got a 2-2 draw there, so that was one of our draws. And this game I think I felt hard done by. Again, they scored a late goal. We were in control of that game after going 1-0 down very early on. And Al Nassr, that was an epic game there. Yusuf Ahmed scoring a quick fire double after coming off the bench, which gave us the 3-2 win. We did deserve it, but it was interesting to see that game. Al Nassr certainly improved from where they were earlier in the season when we played them in a friendly. The 2-0 win against Sharjah in the Emirates Cup. Then a draw against Al Ahly, who are now top of the league, I think, aren't they? Yeah, they're first at the moment. So, hang on. That game, to be honest, this is the first time we've been outshot in possession-wise in their favour. So I actually think Al Ahly are probably our main rivals. So you may see the next game will be against Al Ahly towards the end of the league. Right, where are we? Al Khalij, so a double against them, back-to-back wins, 3-1, 2-1. Just looking at them quickly. Fairly comfortable, 3-0 up, they pulled one back. Same sort of story, slightly less possession, more shots. Then Al Khalij again, and once again another similar story, less possession, more shots, which seems to be the way that we're playing, and it doesn't bother me too much. You see there that Khalef actually got man of the match there with 8.2. He has been a fantastic signing for us. He's had 5 clean sheets in 13 games, which is really pretty good. 7.08. Tend not to get goalkeepers with average ratings above 7. It's very rare for me in this game. So that takes us on to today's game against Al-Shabab. So let's press on and see how our team lines up for this today. So nearly full strength, got a slight sharpness issue with Ali Khamis, who's just come back from his injury, as I say, but it's looking relatively good. As I say, we've had to stick with Ahmed Ali, who's only got a 2 silver rating at left back. Some of his skills are improving. He's going to get a little bit better. He's not played too badly at all, 7.27. So he's done a reasonable job of covering for Abdullah. Yep, I think we're okay. We've got width with 2. Yep, I think we're okay with that. So let's get on into today's game. Second versus third. Game in hand over Al Ali. And what do they say? Draw. Okay, well, I think we could do better than that. Interesting formation, quite a gap between the midfield and the front line, but they are sitting very, very defensive there. And the usual guys, you know me, always want them to know assertively that there's more from them. So, let's go. I think I've been really, really pleased with this season so far. Did not expect to be unbeaten and up this end of the table as well as we are, and it is very, very pleasing, and I really do hope that we can just maintain it. There's only 26 games in the top division, so that's us already over a third of the way through the season as far as the league's concerned. And remember, if we can finish anywhere in the top 3, we'll get qualification for the Asian Champions League, which will be an excellent achievement in the first season in the top league where we can qualify. And here's a chance here. Michael with the header, glancing header into the back post. That's his 11th goal of the season now. He really has stepped up as well. To be honest, losing Tata hasn't really impacted us a great deal, and Yusuf Ahmed is a very, very useful sub. Definitely a great impact player when he comes on. And now Joe advancing with the ball, got to do well here. Ahmed Ibrahim solid as a rock as ever, and Khalef just picks up the cross easily. Looking at the stats, early suggestions are it is going to be a tough game here. Michael now progressing back to Hassan, to Ibrahim, to Al-Kamali. He finds Miller and he slots it home in the left. Superb finish, nice passing move, good movement off the ball from Miller there, running beyond the striker. And we find ourselves in a very, very comfortable position halfway through the first half. What we have to make sure is that we don't concede sloppy goals, because we've been doing that a lot. And we've been doing it at times that allow the other team to kind of build momentum, and it's really quite frustrating when you see positions like this, a 2-0 lead. You saw in the last episode against Al Ain, we had a 2-0 lead and we just let that go. I was worried that was a penalty, but this might be worse. Oh, and there's some confusion. Khalef with the amazing reflex save there, although the ball was struck straight at him in fairness. And it looks like Al-Shabab are really pressing to try and get this goal, so maybe we can get them on the counter here with Michael. Spread the play, Hassan go left. Nope. Didn't look for Khamis out wide on the left. Al-Kamali with a cross, Khamis offside, and the chance is gone. This game has the same kind of feel as the Al Ali game, but we've just been very clinical with the chances we've had. Michael whipping it in, Khamis at the back post, offside again, and he misses it. Just as well he was offside, because that was a pretty poor miss. The goal was open there and ready to just rustle with the hit of the ball at the back of it. Khamis now with a throw to Hassan, should go back to Khamis. Chips it in the back post, Al-Kamali heads it across face of goal. Back out to Khamis, very dangerous from here, and he scores. puts it in the bottom right hand corner, 3-0 just before half time. I got to say, from a stats point of view, 3 shots on target and we've scored with all 3 shots. That is pretty good. Guys, that was an excellent first half, but don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. At 3-0, it would seem like a catastrophic collapse if we lost it from here, or if we, drew the game. Usually the start of the second half is the point. In fact, I'm going to try something different here. This is usually the point where we lose a goal. So I'm going to tell them to concentrate here and see whether or not that has any kind of impact. Obviously that won't take any effect until after the current highlight, and they might score from there. It has happened before where I've lost a goal like 20 seconds into the second half, but it hasn't happened here. So how are we looking? Ahmed Ibrahim at 69% condition, so we might have to bring him off in about 7 minutes time. 60-minute mark, the magic mark in football. Cinnamon launches it forward looking for Michael. It's cleared back, and could this be a break for Al-Shabab? You can see here that the gap is quite prominent between the midfield and the strikers. And here comes another break. Michael from distance, what a strike! That is an absolute peach of a goal from Michael. The second of the game, 12th of the season, 4-0 Ashman against someone that I had touted as being the potential title rivals. We're just destroying them here. And remember, we were second favourites to get relegated this season, so this is really punching above our weight. But we've got a tactic that works, we've got players that work with that tactic, and it's a nice young squad. There's not too many sort of old heads in there that are going to tire out. And well, I say that, but Ahmed Ibrahim tires out Michael, and it's a hat-trick. A complete hash up there in the Al-Shabab defence allows Michael to just capitalise on it, and that's his third of the game now. 5-0. I think we can make some substitutions here. I think it's safe. So we'll get Ahmed Ibrahim off, and Cinnamon is having a good game, but he does struggle with his stamina. So it's up to 9 now. He has been improving in his training. Maybe just leave him on. Don't want to make too many changes at once. Everyone's playing so well. It's so unusual. I do want to give Yusuf Ahmed a go and keep his sharpness up, so we'll give Michael his standing ovation. Kind of tempted to leave him on so you can get more than 3, but let's see how this goes. I mean, I'd be more than happy with 5 now. We've only had 6 shots on target and we've scored with 5 of them, so of course I'm going to be happy with 5 now. But if we can get more, it would really send out a message to this league that we are definitely not going to be relegated, that's for sure. And I think the substitutions have just taken the edge off the game there. We've had a few more shots on target, but obviously not worthy of a highlight. And here's a chance there for Al-Shabab. Can they pull one back? Whipped across face and goal. Another wonder save from Khalef. He really has been a fantastic signing. I'm shocked that he was available on a free transfer, because he just seems like he's such a dependable keeper. And now it looks as though no, we're not going to get a break there. Look, had the same sort of hallmarks as some of the goals earlier on. I don't tell the players to play it long. That's just the way it goes. I've also instructed the goalkeeper to play it short, just so that we can get our moves started and keep the ball rather than playing it up the park. We don't have a target man as such, so it's a much better way to start your moves off. And here come Al-Shabab at the byline. Tariq Ahmed whips it across. Khalef actually made a mistake there. He missed his interception, but luckily it was put out at the back post for a corner. And Ibrahim with the header away, only as far as Zaidarov. No idea if that's right or not. Mohamed Salem to Joe. That is the Joe, the former Man City player, losing out to Al Kamali, but he gets it back, and the highlight's over. I think the clock will just run down here now. We've only got 1 minute of added time onto it. which will probably come from here. You see again, Ahmed Ali, 8.2. So he's doing a fantastic job of stepping in for Adel Abdullah. Only one player, I was going to say only one player played badly, but he came on as a sub, so did Yusuf Ahmed. So I think all round that was a fantastic performance. 5 goals against Al-Shabab, puts us top by 2 points. 10 goals difference with the team below. I mean, that really says it all. Excellent. So guys, a rather surprising 5-0 win there against Al-Shabab puts us in a good position. Now, just show you quickly the Emirates Cup. We are sitting top here. We only have the one game to go. I was going to potentially do this game. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'll do the semi-final of that cup when it comes along. And in terms of the league, I may well do the Al Jazeera game after all. Since we've done Al-Shabab, it might be Al Ali, Al Jazeera. It just depends what teams are up at the top of the league once we get around this kind of point. Obviously, I prefer it to be closer to the end of the season so you can see the conclusion of the season. And then, just like last year, once we finish with the league, we'll be on into the President's Cup to see whether or not we can take that trophy. So anyway, guys, that's the episode 8 now come to an end. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you are still enjoying the series. I think now it does look as though Ajman Club could be a team that we could take to the Asian Champions League. Whether or not we're strong enough to make any kind of impact in there, I don't know, but really exciting times. If we do get qualification, I cannot wait for next season. It's going to be excellent to take on those kind of teams, especially 3 seasons into this challenge. I wasn't expecting it to happen so soon, especially with a team who started off in the second tier of their National League structure. So, if you liked it, make sure you hit a like, leave me a comment. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Until the next time, I'll see you when I see you.